Hello adventurers and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going on a hike and we're going to be having a lot of good times. Now I've looked this one up and it says that we're going to be finding a structure kind of out on this hike. So I'm very excited to tell the history to you of Roaring River State Park. So as we kind of go along, I will tell you a little bit more about the park, but mostly just kind of show you what it looks like. I think this one's going to be a great one and it's a little bit under a mile, so let's get going. Roaring River State Park's rugged nature attracted indigenous people to the area as early as 5,000 to 7,000 years ago. American settlers arrived in the early 1800s and were drawn by the natural beauty of the landscape. The reliable streams powered their mills. During the Civil War, the hills around Roaring River served as hideouts for the guerrillas and outlaws. A large-scale troop movement occurred in the nearby countryside. After the war, the valley became known as a resort community, and by the start of the 20th century, many wealthy businessmen used this as a retreat. Dr. Thomas Salmon, a businessman from St. Louis, tried to persuade the state's Game and Fish Commission to buy the property. When this was unsuccessful, he himself purchased over 2,400 acres of land surrounding Roaring River Spring and donated it to the state, and Roaring River State Park was born. The Civilian Conservation Corps and Works Progress Administration worked and influenced many characteristics within the park in the 1930s. The CCC and the WPA built the structures such as picnic shelters, the fish hatchery, trails, cabins, and many of these are still used today. The National Registry of Historic Places lists several of these structures provided by the CCC. The rugged hills and valleys of Roaring River State Park tell the fascinating geological story about the southwestern Ozarks of Missouri. The park is located on the edge of the Ozark Plateau, where it is dissected by the White River. This natural erosion process over thousands of years has created an abrupt change in the landscape, from the flat plains of the plateau to the deep valley and steep hills. Visitors driving to the park are often surprised themselves going down into the park, and the last mile of the drive into the valley drops over 400 feet in elevation. Roaring River is a tributary of the White River, which is cut into the flat plateau and created deep valleys and expressing an unusual variety of rock formations. As the river cuts through the plateau, it exposes the different layers of sediment, including shale, limestone, dolomite, and chert. Roaring River State Park is one of only a few places in Missouri where visitors can see such a variety of rock formations in such a small area. Okay, adventurers, now that you know a little bit more about the park, I'm on this trail, which is 0.6 miles, and along the way, it's kind of covered with all of the leaves that have been falling, and it's absolutely amazing though. You kind of have a steep hike in, and then as you meander through, you find all sorts of little hidden gems, like this. This is cool, and you can see that this is like a recess where it looks as though there's a fall in from everything that's kind of above us. So I'm going to get a little bit closer so you guys can see it. But it just goes to show that these hills have all these little cavities in them. And along the way, all sorts of interesting things have happened. You know, the outlaws used to hide out in these hills. And I can see why, because there would have been lots of places for them to get in those little nooks and crannies to find shelter. But also, the critters use them. So we're gonna leave them be a little bit, but get a little bit closer, just because this is too cool not to. Oh wow, check that out. That is cool. That is very cool. So I'm not the only one out here on the trail today, and I've noticed that the other couple of ladies who are out here are finding some super cool stuff. So I just kind of passed them while they were taking some photos, but wow, looks really cool through here. Of course, I did kind of get to a place though that looks really familiar. I think I came up right over here. Huh. this earlier, I saw this tree, and I'm not sure if I saw it in this space or if I saw it from a different angle, but I'm pretty sure it's the same tree. That's the wild part about coming out during fall or winter. You see areas like this, and it's harder to tell where the path is because of the leaves, so you just have to follow those blazes. But I'm pretty sure the blaze took me by this while ago. I'm just not sure. Everything kind of looks the same. Either way, I'm enjoying myself. It's a gorgeous day out here in nature, and I can hear the road below me, so I know I'm still going in the right direction, but I'm not exactly sure if there's more to this. But I'm pretty sure that what they found back there was in fact a man-made spring. It looked kind of like it was, but it was covered in leaves. Some food for thought. Just as I had suspected, this is where we came up the stairs when we first got here, and we had gone this way, so we've gone in a full loop now. So I'm going to go back this way and get a little bit better look at that spring area that looked like it was kind of a surround that was man-made, and then I'll know exactly where I need to come to leave again. This appears to be quite the short one, but a good brisk walk to see the beauty of the world around us and just get out and get the blood flowing is definitely worth it. So I'm gonna go back this way and, well, we'll be able to check it out a little bit better. There's a little wash right here though, so gotta be pretty careful. And down through the wash and up on the other side. Okay, so right now the other two ladies are exploring, but look, this is a wall, and you can come up through this little section and see this wall, and it definitely looks out of place from the rest of the trail. So you can see where each one of the little stones is stacked, and then kind of go through here and you can see more of it. The trail, this is what it looks like. You just see this little area right here, and it almost looks like the water flows down this area, but they're way up in there, like where the wall is. You can kind of see at the very top, that's where they actually are. And so I was kind of at about that midpoint at the tree, and it gets a little slick in there, but that's the old building. Very cool. And then again, you could see where it comes down, and what made them realize that that was it was there's a little pool here by where the bag is, so it looks like it's a man-made collection area. Now it does look like some of it has taken a tumble tower moment and come down to kind of more where I'm standing right now, but this is incredible, and they spotted it immediately, and this is so cool. Like, even the moss looks different on this. It's so cool. It is harder to get in there though, because you have to go up these somewhat slick stones, so I wouldn't recommend that for everybody, but wow, it is so neat. Wasn't that cool, guys? It's just really neat, and being able to find things like this, whether you are able to go to the top and feel comfortable doing it, or just looking at it from the bottom to be able to see what's there, is really what makes a hike like this awesome. Now today we've learned a little bit about the park, we've seen this trail, I've enjoyed it, it's been fabulous, but now it's time for us to get back to the van and off to our next adventure. So I'm going to take you guys down the mountain, and well, we'll see what we can get into next on our next adventure. Remember guys, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time, and things like this are absolutely free and a wonderful, amazing time. Until next time guys, bye!